I'll tell the story of tonight. I'll tell the story of tonight. Apparently one of my animals went to bed. Now it's time to plant it. So I took a lot of my plants that I have in my little greenhouse and I potted them all up yesterday. And when I did the count of how many were left, and some of them don't look great, like they're probably not gonna make it, but like these ones, I don't think these guys are gonna make it. But I kind of want to at least put them in their own cup and see if they do a little bit better. And like these are still really small, but I just want to get everything done. I'm not so sure about this one either, but they definitely look stressed. Whether they make it or not, we'll see. But when I did a count, I had 29 that I needed to plant out. And I knew if I put that raised bed together, that was 12 square feet. And then I had 9 pots, so that was 23, which leaves me with 6. I got these at the dollar store, but I don't think they can. I mean, I probably can go to the dollar store, but I'm not going to go to the dollar store. But since I work in a retail store that sells groceries and garden stuff, I think I will see if I can grab some more pots at work tomorrow. Maybe just a couple. I can put those all in their own cup and let them get a little bit bigger still. But I did quite a bit yesterday. I got the 2 eggplants separated, and I got all of these potted up, and I moved my lettuces and spinach to slightly shadier areas. They still get sun where they're at, but not like right here on this courtyard. It's all day sun up to sundown sun. I don't think the spinach is gonna like that very much, so I put them over on the side of the house where they're partial, fewer hours of sun. This one was not doing well at all, but since I put it in here last week, it's just doing so much better. It was all spindly and droopy and not happy. So I have a question, because I'm new to this. This one and my cherry tomato over there, they very much have the same leaves. And the same with my aromas. But then this one, the leaves just look so different. I have a hard time. I'm gonna pick that up. That doesn't look very healthy. I have a hard time seeing this as a tomato. I mean, it feels the same, so I guess perhaps. I'm not questioning whether it's tomato. It just seems weird that the leaves would be so much different. I'm gonna come through here and spray everything with some neem oil because I'm starting to see a lot more insect activity lately. Well, good morning. It is 8 a.m. I woke up at 6:30, probably because I normally work at like 4 or 5 in the morning. It's nice because it gives me all kinds of time in the afternoon. But let's spray these down. This guy was perked up a little bit this morning, and this guy was just droop yesterday, so I'm actually really happy to see him. I put the wood chips in there to kind of keep them off the soil, and I'm happy I did. I sprayed all of these guys down. I already sprayed 2. I sprayed these ones last week, so I'm not gonna stress about them. And then I was trying to think of a way to get my zucchini off the soil there, and so I improvised. I stuck the tomato cage in there and put some landscape ribbon around the bottom to kind of prop them up. And I think that's what gardening is a lot of, is improvising. That's my initial take on it. My dill's doing really well. So my single seed over here, the only new growth I see on it is actually coming out the side of the bottom. So it may not be completely out yet. We'll see if it gets any bigger. If it does, I've got one more of those red, well, I've got quite a few, but they're in use in the house. I've got one more of those red tubs reserved for it, and those are 12 gallons. They went on clearance at my husband's store, so we bought them all. We got them for like $3 a piece. Just couldn't beat the price. And we kept half of them inside for the little one's toys, and we put the other half for the garden. I got a whole bunch of sunflowers that came up. Got a couple cantaloupe over here that came up, and a ton of watermelon popped up. I'm really excited about that because little one loves watermelon. We're gonna really eat that, especially if we get a whole bunch of the cantaloupe too. We're really gonna love that. And my daughter and I sat out here and we tried to figure out where to place this. Where it's placed now is gonna get sun pretty much like 10, 11, 12 hours a day. Basically sun up to sunset. It takes like, well, there's a tree right here, so we'll get a little bit of shade in the morning. But it was sunny until 7 o'clock last night. And usually by about here it gets, by 9 or 10, it'll have full sun. So yeah, that's at least 8 or 9 hours. But I had to leave room because my brother lives with us, and when he works on his car, he likes to pull in the back here. And all of these are movable, so that's fine. But I had to make sure that he had enough room to get in here in case he really needed to pull in here. But mostly because it's just like a flat space that he can work on his car. But I got the majority of this cleaned up. Today's trash day. The rest of this will go in the recycling bin after it gets picked up. And then I'll finish cleaning up this courtyard this afternoon. But now it's time to plant. Be right back. So I watered these guys yesterday and they were all nice and wet, and now they're all dried out. That's how warm it gets here. It is literally April 14th, and my little greenhouse thing over there, it gets over 100 degrees in there. But that's okay. These are small still, so I don't need to make a real big hole. See if I can prop this up so that you can see what I'm doing while I use two hands. So I don't like these pots. I don't think they break down. My experience is they stunt the growth. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them apart. And since my soil's not wet at all, it's just gonna crumble, and that's okay. I'm just going to take one out and stick it in the dirt and bury it up. That's all. That's it. Hold it while I do another one. Right here. Just gonna take it and stick it in the dirt. And bury it up. I don't think these are like tomatoes. Tomatoes, you can pull the bottom leaves off and bury them deep, which is what I did with my cherries over there. But my cherries were all transplants. I did not. Just a little hole. Here, I'm just gonna pull this very carefully. so busy watching what I'm doing that I'm not watching the camera. Not an amateur at all, that's okay. Okay. I'm going to take the seedling, pull it out of here. Now it's stuck, so it seems like it's grown into the peat, which is okay. The peat just tears apart. There we go. It's got a nice little root on it. I'll probably need a slightly deeper hole because it's got a nice long root on there. And we're going to stick it in the ground. Close it up. Again, I'm going to save the soil out of these because I'm going to start a couple more seeds because all of my tomatoes, except for my cherries, are determinate, which means they're all going to produce and all at once and then die off. So they're not going to last me the whole summer. So if I start another set, I can stagger my tomatoes. I did not intend to start so many. I initially planted about 12 seeds, but 3 weeks later none of them had come up, so I planted several more. Planted a little heavier this time because I assumed that I wasn't going to get any, and then they all sprouted all at once. That's okay. So I ended up with, I think I counted like 30 something tomatoes. And I was just, what am I gonna do with all of these? So I gave some away. I gave some tomatoes, some bell peppers, 2 cucumbers, some of my herbs. I was gonna give one of the zucchinis away, but then I lost 2 of the 3. So I ended up keeping the last zucchini. Which I can probably gonna start another one of those because I bought another pack just in case. I'm gonna plant out this row and then I may stick some cucumbers seeds over here because I don't know how they're gonna do over in the shady area, which is where I have all my cucumbers. And I can always give food away. So we have a Facebook site called AB's Free Stuff, and I'm pretty sure if I say free food, someone's gonna take it. Again, taking the excess soil out of there and putting it back in my pot. I'll fertilize it and then try to grow some more seeds. Not that these seeds should have drained. And this is fresh soil. So the hole's too small. Make the hole a little bit bigger. Stick it in there. And cover it up. So this one has 2 tomatoes in it. And I think I have 1 bell pepper in there. So that leaves me with 1, 2, 3 spots open. And I don't think I'm ready to plant out the ones that are still in the greenhouse. I want to see how they do first. I'm gonna give them some attention later, but we'll see. Like, they just don't seem like they're going to make it. The bell peppers in there are really small, and I do have another friend that will take some of my plants if I need to give them away. Now this is a tomato. The tomatoes you can actually bury deep. The stem will form some roots. I'm gonna pinch off this bottom baby leaf here. That's the leaf it germinates with. I'm gonna plant it nice and firm. And this one over here. Right here, so I don't have to move. So here we have the piece of wood. So I'm actually gonna plant it just a little bit closer to the side. A bit too deep. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and lay it down because it'll go towards the sun. Pinch off. Now with determinants, you wouldn't normally prune them because they have a set amount that they're gonna produce for you. But I don't want any of these leaves touching the soil because that'll spread bacteria. So just a little bit. And the next one. 3 spots. Okay, I'm gonna put the next bell pepper right over there where it's sitting. That's why you only make your beds 4 feet. Even leaning, I could only reach 3 feet across. Excuse me, I'll break this open a little bit. This bed is almost entirely built. I'm really struggling with recording today. I keep stopping my recording and then not restarting it. I went ahead and put in some of in my gardener cimarron lettuce. I had it growing in pots like this one. Most of these came out of this bag. And this one, I planted it really, really densely at first, but I'm trying to let them kind of just grow up. So I've got some decent sized ones like this. They're probably not going to get too big before I have to pull them out. But whatever I can get off of them is good. I've got about 11 bell peppers in this bed and 2 tomatoes. Then over here I planted 2 more of the Burpless Beauty cucumbers. Just because this is a full sun area, I want to see how they do over here compared to the shadier area. And then in the middle I planted 2 of the Royal Burgundy bush beans over here as well. I didn't catch it on film. I actually thought I was recording when I planted them. These Royal Burgundy bush beans, they, when you plant them, you want to make sure this little white spot is facing down. That's where the root's going to come out, and it, just for kicks and giggles, let's see what it does over here. That's where the root's going to come down, and we don't want to spend all of its energy trying to let it orient itself. We want to give it the best possible start in life, right? It's like taking the prenatal vitamins when you're pregnant. But then I still have these over here, but like I said, they're not looking too hot. These 2 cups. I'm going to separate them into their own cups, see if they improve or not. That one really just looks like it's going to die off. And I'm going to let these 4 get bigger, and I'll either pot them up or I will give them to friends. I've got one project left on my garden plan, and that is to take some of my sage, some of my rosemary, well, the rosemary over here. I think it's just one plant. And maybe or maybe not some of this dill. I love the smell of that rosemary. Every time I touch it, it smells so good. Maybe some of this dill. And I've got a tiny little garden bed in the front yard that it, let me see if I can walk over there. I'll have to fence it off because not only do we have wild rabbits here, have wild rabbits, but we also have one of our neighbors has bunnies that kind of go all over the place. But I was thinking of putting it in this bed over here on the corner. Yes, those are edible. They produce prickly pears and palms or nepalias. I was thinking of putting it in this bed over here. Put the rosemary in the center and put some of the dill around it, or the sage around it. But I'll have to fence it off, and so I don't have what I need to fence it off yet. I have some of the wiring over there, but I don't have the stakes. What are they? T-posts? Is that what they're called? And I already did one. I initially started all of this as organic, but it's not really organic anymore. It's just kind of become whatever I can do. And this is the finished product on my fence, my bed over here. The sun came in perfectly this morning and just lit it up. It was actually really, really pretty. But again, this tree doesn't have its leaves. These ones are looking a lot healthier than they were. We'll see how this goes. These two still look a little stressed, but the cucumbers actually seem to be doing really well in this spot. So I'd be interested to see whether their full sunspot is better than partial sunspot. I think one under the tree is doing fine too. Let's take a look. I'm gonna throw it with a chroma in there. Yeah, it actually looks to be doing pretty well. It's grown since it's been in there. Nice and sunny at the moment. We'll see. Again, it's just a lot of experimenting this year, a lot of improvising on things. But let's see how this bed. Oh, let me show you the radishes in this bed. This has just, look at that right there. That is crazy. I don't think it's real long yet. It's very bulbous at the top. So if I leave it in there, I'm not gonna massive radish out of it. This guy actually looks like it's dying. It was all perky and now it's not. Yeah, it's just, it didn't do well. That's a lesson for me. I put 4 more seeds in here the other day. We'll see if it's just that didn't transplant well, or if it's not a good spot for them. But that guy just didn't do well at all. The lettuce in there is doing fine. There's some parsley in the back. And these are little Danvers half longs. If I'm not actually sure how long they take to grow or not. Spinach. I pulled a zucchini plant out of here. I had one here and one here, and neither one of them did well. Probably not enough sun. But I kind of planted everything out before my last frost date and just tried to protect them. And the tomatoes survived it. The zucchinis just really didn't. I fertilized over here, and these two. No, I threw that one in yesterday. This one I think is topped off. I'm not sure how that happened, but if it doesn't grow, I'm gonna pull it out. And then I threw this one. This one's been in here. They do look better now that I fertilized them. They look a little less stressed, so maybe they will grow. But these guys back here were about this size when I put them in there, so it's getting enough sun. This one's even had some frost damage on it, and it's grown since then. see. All right, so thank you for coming along to plant out my bed today, and we'll see you next time.